Hi dudes, welcome back to another episode of Creeping Freely with your host, me, Creeping Freely for you. And tonight, we are not working on the Beefy Haro. I have put him aside for now, and decided to come back to the Nightingale. Cause, kind of been sitting around on the workbench, and I'd like to get some work done on it. I even loaded myself up with a fresh wet palette. I haven't done one of these in a while, and I probably should. Because paint supplies be expensive. So we're just working on that today. Just thinning it down with a little bit of water. Howdy, bud. How's it going tonight? Thank you for joining us on this lovely Friday evening. We are painting the nightingale today. Howdy, Ty. Thanks for joining tonight. How is it going, my dude? How was dinner on Wednesday? I know you left to go eat. What do you have? Did you bring enough to share? We would like to know. Just doing a little bit of the nightingale. Stuck on a color scheme. Might I recommend all of the colors? I was told I was bad influence on that aspect, but I recommend it. Just all of the colors. All of them. All the paint you got. Dump it on it. Howdy. How's it going? Thanks for joining tonight. What is everyone up to this fine evening? Dinner was interesting. I sous vide a flat iron steak. I think I prefer cooking a different. See, I will only really eat specific steaks, like a Flo's fillet or a sirloin. I don't like T-bone steaks. I don't like chopped, thinly sliced steak like you get on a Philly cheese. I don't like it. See, you gotta go. I don't even like it grilled. It has to be on cast iron pan. I don't like for grill. Maybe I'll sous vide it, then I'll turn. But yeah. I'm not a huge fan of char on my meat, though. I don't like it's the texture. See, my stomach can handle steak, but the problem is I have very little self-control with certain steaks. So I'll look at like a 12 or a 15 ounce, and I'll be like, I can handle that, and I'll eat it. Then I get the meat sweats. I get weird dreams when I eat meat, though. I'm just kind of getting settled down in for the evening. Things are finally... Ick? Okay, so it's not just me, but it's been a weird week. Like, the last couple weeks have just been weird. And, like, not even my goofy, handle it weird, but just weird. I don't like the vibes. Well, I like the vibes 2023, but at the same time, it's that weird, like, gut feeling you get when you're with the vibes. Like when you visit your mom's side of the family and they've got weird uncle who pretty chill. But you just know the man had probably done a 5 to 9 at some point for something really fucking sketchy. But there also been like massive creative vibes for a lot of people this year. And I'm trying to feed into that. It's weird. I know. Like, I know a lot of people said this Christmas felt like a weird Christmas, and it did. It felt odd. I personally vote that we don't talk. We just dismiss the month of December from last year, and we don't talk about it. It's a whole strange Lovecraftian vibe going on. I know! Like, everybody I knew try and make a big old, like, spiel to do with Christmas. It just didn't feel like it. No matter how much Christmas like you put up this year, it did not cover the fact that it did not feel like Christmas. Glitch in the Matrix. Something. Simulation. Something. I know, we didn't even, like, my family didn't even put up the Christmas tree this year. Honestly. I didn't feel like it. It was just weird. Like, even now, it just feels a little weird. Something feels odd. Can't quite put my tongue on it, but it feels odd. Something's gonna happen 2023. Yeah, we didn't put any decorations up because, like, we typically put it up Christmas Eve, day before Christmas Eve. But it felt so, like, odd delayed this year that nobody was feeling it. Like, the kids I worked with didn't even want to, like, decorate the classroom for Christmas this year. It was just odd. On a good note, I started my certification for teaching, which is gonna be fun. There are gonna be some kids who are really happy about that, and some kids who are really angry about that. But either way, it'll be amusing. I gotta take 2 special ed courses. And then I gotta do a practice. I work with middle schoolers. I don't work with specific grades. I have a mixed blend of 6th, 7th, and 8th. But not for nothing. How big it... I don't know that off the top of my hand. I don't know that... I want to say maybe like a 3x5? 3x6? I know. I ordered the replacement bats. For those of you who don't know, FEP got scratched and was trying to take off the failed print. Went to replace the FEP, fucked up the replacement FEP. So now I have 2 bats coming in. But yeah, I work with middle schoolers. That's my comfortable grade point. I don't want to work with elementary school kids because a lot of elementary schools across the country are having kids coming in who aren't potty trained. They have like third graders who aren't properly potty trained, and I don't mess with that. Mm-mm. And high schoolers are too moody for me. Middle schoolers are the perfect grade range. At least that's what I think. There are people who disagree with me, but I like them. They're fun to teach. You mix a blend of teen angst and like funniness. I don't know. It's awkward. They're awkward and it's funny. It's amusing. I work in mental health and I work with the majority of children, yeah. Cause I don't have an education degree. I work like a paraeducator, but my main degree is in criminology. So I'm looking at getting my my teaching certificate, doing like 4 or 5 years of teaching, and then moving on to like forensic interviewing. Cause while I teach, I'm gonna work on my criminology master's and start my doctorate. So it's just a nice little stepping stone. And despite the difficulty of teaching special ed, I think they're better than the normal level kids. At least, that's my opinion. We have our difficult days and days where I just want to quit. But at the same time, it's so much more rewarding than working with like normal level kids. For always like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, for just moods are different, and they're unique, and they're funny, and they're really personable. And that's my jam, because they asked me, do you want to work outside this bed, special ed? And I'm like, no. I mean, it also helps that I understand what most of them gone through, because I've gone through the process. I've been in like elementary school, I've been in specialized reading classes, I've been to specialized writing. Cause my levels were low. I wasn't considered special needs because I didn't have a specific learning disability. But I did just suck at reading and writing. Which every year, because of it, they tested me for autism, and they tested me. Well, they didn't test me for ADHD, but I know the process. Oh, you see, I'm still terrible at math. I think throughout middle school, I had to take double math classes because I was in a normal level math class. But then I was also in the extra help math class for, the kids who can't do the full level course. I forgot my laptop charger. But yeah, so like I know the process of what a lot of them have been through, because not for nothing, for most of my students and me, there's maybe a 10-year gap, 12 at best. So I very much grew up doing the same testing that they still do. Because believe it or not, a lot of these tests haven't really changed in the past 10 years. I know, like, what I do for, like, the base reading, I did. Because one of the teachers I work with walked in and brought in the packet folder, and I just got flashbacks. just like pure, like, just flashback. I did craziness. I looked at the teacher I worked with, and I was joking around, like, you're not doing that with me. I have been there, done that, wrote the book. I don't want to see that test. I could probably proctor that test by how many times I have taken it. Because for some odd reason, in the early 2000s, a lot of people thought if you had a speech disability that you had a learning disability. Why they thought that, I have no idea. But it was stupid. So I spent a lot of time in these leveled classes that I really didn't need. Turned out I just had shitty handwriting. I still have shitty handwriting, it hasn't changed. Just a second. Alrighty, I'm back. Got this whole thing set up, forgot to plug in the laptop. Who needs handwriting now? We have computers. We don't need it. But it's still kind of needed, because if you're writing out your name and I can't read it, there's an issue. But I've also noticed a large influx of middle school kids who don't know their full name. And like, I've talked to teachers like who work on the opposite side of the state, and it's just like you ask a kid to spell their last name and they don't know how to. And it's bonkers. I'm like, how do you not know how to spell your last name? My handwriting is still chronically bad. No matter what I do. Shout out to Google Docs. I hit that age of like middle school to high school where they started just using computers for essays, so I could stop handwriting everything, which was wonderful. Going from handwriting essays to typing essays is a blessing. I remember first time teach us, you just type this up on a computer. I'm like, what? I don't have to waste like 20 pieces of paper doing this? Bonkers. Howdy, Austin. Thanks for joining. What up, mine? We are working on the Nightingale. Ryan, is a huge chunk of my desk where I just have project parts laid out, like these Gundam wings. I gotta finish priming and marbling the rest of the kits. And I also got this little dude that I marbled. So I can put it in the middle. I had my camera set up here tonight. But he just need a little marble. I gotta finish assembling him. And yeah, you know. I do have most of this painted. I think I just need to finish the arms. And then I move on just to the hand painting, and I should be done by then. I don't know if I want to do a diorama base with it, or if I just want to... I don't know, I didn't do diorama for Ross Nightingale. I don't know. I don't know how I do in diorama for this one. I do want to do another Nightingale. These things are... The Nightingales are fun. Like, they're a fun kit to build. They're beefy. They're fun to paint. I just wish they were cheaper, so I could buy more. Not that I have the display room for it, but still. I really like this red paint. By a small paint company called Intensity. I don't know, I've never seen it before. I found it in one of my local game stores a while back. And they're like the only place that carries it. But this red is gorgeous. It dries fast. It layers nice. Very vibrant. Far better than Vallejo's inks, in my opinion. Plus, you really don't need to thin it down. I haven't tried the rubber shades. If I stop by there someday, I think I might just grab a few. I really want to try Army War Paint speed dry paints, because I've heard good things about those. They seem fun to paint with. Trying to keep this on camera. Do you usually start out with a specific design in mind, or do you let it come naturally as you're laying things out? Sometimes I have a specific idea in mind, but typically it doesn't work that way most of the time, unless, like, say if I bought a Suzabi, I have a specific pattern I would like to do on one of those. So if I had ever gotten one, I would paint that specific pattern, but something like the Nightingale, it just come as it does sort of thing. Cause like this one, I was tempted to do like a part 2 to my first Nightingale, having it be like a forest theme compared to the ocean themed. But as I started building it and snapping it, I decided likewise to not do something like that, and turn to this more funky, fluid, abstract shaped pattern, like I did on my USAG Apex. There's also be times where I'll be looking at something, or if I'm on Pinterest, and I see a specific color combo, I'll try and come up with something like that. I keep it in a file on my phone of like color palettes and stuff I want to do. And I really only have 2 for 2023 so far. And it's a pink and green, kind of like a watermelon sort of blend. And then one's a black and gold and copper sort of pattern I'd like to get to. I don't know what I'm going to do those on, but I don't know yet. I was hoping to do more kits besides for just the oddball project that I had laying around, because I'd like just to get some of these done. I love painting the Nightingale, but it's been on the bench for way too long. Okay, Mike, got to go through and thicken up these lines. They don't match the rest of the wings. Howdy, cute. What is up, my dude? We are working on the Nightingale. Trying to get this done, hopefully before January ends. I got most of them, and you'll be proud, because I actually did it. I primed these, and then I put on a base layer. Because Vallejo, my local got in like some colored primers from Vallejo, like this really nice blue and stuff. On top of that, I'm sorry for knocking shit off my desk. Working on my Halo gun. Kind of hide under the camera, there's not a lot of room. But I fucking love this thing. Look at this. I have to clean up a little bit of the fucking, where I learned that masking is not my 4K. I know. There's some hate for the Vallejo primers. I wouldn't do it on like clean builds, like what Pabs and Julio does. But I love it on like my kits, and especially like Julio said, I love it for minis. I've been working on some minis too. I've been working on some Predators that Logan printed out for me before I got the 3D printer. My camera's not gonna focus because it doesn't like me enough to. But I use it on all my minis. Because I just think it holds on to the paint pretty well. And I think it works really well with like turbo dork paints. Because I did a... Jonathan sent me these, but he... And it really holds... If I can put this camera. Primer pretty well. Like I would get killed at birth. We're making headcanons up. We're making headcanons. They got invisible stuff, you don't know. And plus Pred's come in all sorts of funky colors. And plus we could brew Predator on the NES game. At me. Come at me. But yeah, oh Julio. I got an isopod and we're turning it into a tankopod. I'm gonna dig through my stuff and like try and find like little tank parts to put on it. One of the legs broke off, but we're called that war damage. Predator, you go. Hey, he might be. You don't know. You don't know. And it's not a cake, unfortunately. It's a palette. My little cheap do it at home wet palette. I need to start using it more often. I'll make a wet palette and then I'll stick it in like the mini wine cooler, and then I'll forget about it. I pulled one out, but I had him there like for 2 months. And I'm like, oh, this ain't right. But back to my hobby goals. Forbidden cake. Sorry, I had to catch up. I have been really wanting to do some sort of Halo weapon prop. They're fucking fun. I got just the base little toy prop as a Christmas present. And from what I know, it's relatively cheap, it's like $18. And I just had a blast with it. I sanded it down pretty good before I painted it. And then did the painstaking process of Mod Podge. It's my mini holder. My mini holder. I don't know about you, fam. That's what I use. Cause I got an ear infection. I'm like a dog. I get water in my ears and it's just bonkers. But yeah, they're really fun and there's a lot of room for customize and mods and all that. I have a needler that I'm gonna try and I won't say fix, but make improvements on. I don't like the plastic needle bits that come with it. I think it kind of looks rough. So I'm gonna cut them off and make something. But they're fun. I used rattle cans on the bumped parts, and on my handle I did bone marrow colored primer. Then I did German gray. And then I did not Vallejo, Turbo Dork black ice on it. And it came out really nice. The German gray really complemented the Turbo Dork. I just need to lever it a little and do some battle damage to it after fixing up the where I fucked up the masking. Then I'm gonna top coat it and it'll be cool. Still have some resin figures in my backlog that I don't know when I will get them. Oil paints. You lost me. I can do a lot, I can't do oil paints. I don't have the temperament for oil paints. Fake eyelashes for eyes. Oh, that's cool. I'm not a patient person, Julio. We know this. I want results, and I want them now. Smell of the thinner. Yeah. I mean, I've been playing around with these for some of the parts, and they're not bad. Like for some of my marbled wings. It's enamel based, but it's a quick dry enamel. It uses easy marble stuff. And honestly, it's not perfect. Because you have to be incredibly fast with it. Like, this should, like, start to harden up in, like, a minute of putting it on the water. So you gotta have all that shit ready by the time you're ready to go. It gotta be done ASAP. But there are some cool results with it. At least what I think. I got a gloss layer on this, though. Yeah, it's quick. The company says if you use cold water, it'll help slow down the curing process, so you can take some more time, but that's a big fucking lie. I tested it with like a range of water temperatures. Tried it with ice water, cold water, room temp, warm, and it's all pretty much the same. So I don't know where they got that from. We have proven it to be a lie. Alright, all these parts dry, I am going to sketch out on some other pieces to set the pattern. I'm actually proud, because it didn't look like I fucked up the yellow too much on this. Yellow is always a difficult color for me to work with. Honestly, I have the rest of the problem with white than I do yellow, but I'm not very talented when it comes to yellow. And I often find myself a little disappointed because I don't get the results I want when it comes to yellow. I just sketch it out before I start laying these down. Because this is a little more planned than freehand. Yo, fight me. Fuck Fight Club, I don't need Fight Club, but just go on the street and start randomly fighting people in New Hampshire. All they do is think I'm on fentanyl and then move on. I always laugh at people, though, who watch Fight Club and miss the message entirely of Fight Club. I love how it twisted into, like, this alpha male narrative. Funny as shit. How that boys like making soap? Honestly, I'm a little disappointed that nobody made a soap YouTube channel. Because, you know, all these craft people out here making YouTube channels now, and they don't have a soap company called the Fight Club. I'm disappointed. Death to QT. Heidi Julio's van safe. Got Candace to be your bodyguard now, Julio. Oh shit, now that Julio's here, you got the chance, and you want to check out an okay podcast, you can listen to the boys at Boat Sideways Podcast. You can find them on Spotify and the Apple Play Store, I think. But definitely on Spotify. I'm still getting a chuckle out of Tim's rattle can rant. Like funny as shit. Going on those angry rants is hilarious, I'm not gonna lie. Personally, I like Spotify. It's a very solid app for me. The one thing I don't like is all the fucking ads about Spotify Premium. Between that, I ever use Spotify, YouTube, or Audibles because I found that listening to audiobooks has been a fun experience. Granted, I'm a little disappointed. I went to get the audiobook for Annihilation, and I fucking hate the narrator. Cannot stand the narrator. Spent a credit on it, returned it. Fucking good shit. I have, however, been listening to I'm halfway through it, but it's a 40-hour book on Van Gogh. Documenting his life, his family, his brother Theo and stuff. That's been pretty good, but it's a long book. I have a physical copy, and it's over like 1,000 pages. And like this thick. But it's so amazingly detailed that I'm learning shit that like I didn't even know about art movements. Who the fuck knew about Danish art movements? I didn't. I don't have the offer on the top of my head, but it's a good listen. Let's see, what audiobooks have I listened to last year? World War Z, which, good one, has Alfred Marine in it and all that. The guy who plays Hawkeye on Menace. And then it's just a bunch of science and, what else? Science, mycology, parasitology, books, and then like my criminology books I have to listen, well read, but I don't need, for university and stuff. I got one criminology book December that I binged in like a day, and I got so fucking pissed because this is the shit that I want to study, but you don't get taught it in classes. Like, man, I wanna learn how to criminally profile people. Seems like fun. Let's see. What else? Listen to the great courses. That comes free with Audible. They have some really good ones. And paleontology. I'm a big fan of paleontology. I think you just may have just reminded me of that movement. The Dutch art movement? What's your beef with the Dutch art movement? What's your thoughts on impressionism? Post-war abstractism. Come on, we gotta hear it. My thoughts on post-war abstractism. Fuck Picasso. Fuck Picasso. Not physically. I really want to get a sub to the. I love the great courses. I either listen to them on Audible or get them through my public library. And there's some really good ones. There's like, I want to say, a 13-hour history of one. That's really nice. It takes you through like continents, what food they have, the evolution of dinner etiquette, kosher, halal, French restaurants being really popular for some reason. art history plus. Yeah, I feel that. Honestly, you know what I've been digging lately? Prehistoric art. I've been reading a nice book on that one. We did have to do a painting in that style. Oof. I used to piss my art teachers off. Because I always got a bunch of art doesn't have black lines. Abstract art isn't art. You have to be able to paint people and do this and do that. And I don't vibe like that. It turned me off of art for a while. I like doing my funky little things. And plus, I always had one that like made us use watercolors. And I fucking hate watercolors. Do not vibe with them. I'm very happy with my acrylic medium. We are happily part of the Fuck Watercolors Association. Yeah, we had to paint a bunch of flowers and watercolors. I did not vibe with it. And plus, they weren't even decent watercolors. They were like the shitty Crayola student watercolor packs. And like, they were all like mixed together, so you never got an actual color. If you wanted a yellow, you got like a brown yellow. Because somebody had taken the fucking blue and dipped it into like the orange and dipped it into the yellow. For the animals. I feel like if I got into better exposure to watercolor when I was younger, I'd have less prejudice against it, but I do now. Yeah, I've seen people use watercolor on kits before. Gouts too. I don't know. It's just not my vibe. They weren't good. Like, I fucking hated those things. I know. And like, we'd always get the like see like fucked up dresses. And we'd have to go outside, and we'd have to stand there, and we'd have to paint these fucking danky flowers. Marigolds most of the time, because we ain't got no flowers around the school besides for them. I did not vibe with it. I could not stand it. She really made me hate my artistic talent. Which I think that had a massive, like, hand in my art anxiety as a preteen teen. Cause I had gotten into like this free after school art program. And it was cool because they did all of like this abstract shit. And I was just too nervous with my art at this point to do any of this. And I feel like that just ruined the experience for me. It took me a while to rebound. from those emotions. Usually the art department really ever... I get that. As somebody who works in education, I get that. But at the same time, pick something besides for watercolor. I fucking hate it. Music school ruined playing instruments for me. At the end, I played 8 to 12 hours a day. Yeah, the oil could have. I used to play violin for like 7 years. I started like, I want to say 3rd grade. And I ended at, no, 6 years. I ended at 8th grade. We had a small little violin group at my middle school. So I was the only decent one. So they put me as first violin, and I fucking hated it. I hated first violin. And I'd always be like, I don't want to be the solo one playing when like a choir concert or some shit. It's like, not for nothing, I wasn't much better than the rest of them. But I always had to be first violin. And then they'd get pissed because I'd have teachers who would like schedule tests when we were supposed to practice, because they'd pull us from classes. And I'm not about to do after school makeup work for, you know, just to play violin. My string professor stopped talking to me after I told her that I wanted to quit playing the violin, and she basically ghosted me afterwards. Oh yeah, I couldn't go to school for art. If I want to learn how to paint something, I'll look on the internet. If I want to learn art history, I'll watch YouTube over great courses. I know the Museum of Modern Art, they offer free online courses for like abstract art. I took a fun little free certificate program, and it took us through like Picasso and Pollock, Rothko, I think too, Kusama. It's a decent one. YouTube was not around then. It's unfortunate. I found myself making like video essays nowadays. I just read a bunch of good video essays on YouTube. I got done watching one today about fucking Blade Runner. Blade Runner and the concept of humanity. Cool. Not a lot of really good art ones though. Oh man, too fat. I started kindergarten in 2004. I grew up in like the peak internet age, like where stuff was slowly starting to come out, like fucking Tumblr. It's an interesting time. I think that really what defines the generations after me. Like the kids I work with don't know what it's like to experience some of the stuff on the internet. Like I'll use Sherlock, Supernatural, and stuff on Tumblr. Was like peak Tumblr, and now you get on Tumblr and it's done and over with, and it feels kind of empty and sad. And then they banned all the not safe for work stuff on Tumblr. What the fuck? Ty just reminded me of that. Well, I had a kid come up to me and hand me a Homestuck drawing. And I felt old. Cause she like, I figured you're old enough to remember Homestuck. And it hit me in the feels, I'm not gonna lie. Cause I've done everything in my life to forget about Homestuck. But now I have it hanging in my classroom. Constant reminder of middle school cringe. Netscape, Yahoo, Neopets, Club Penguin. Blast games. LimeWire. Four years, some days to download an image. You're downloading what you're hopefully thinking music. And now Riddick Ferronian. LOL cats. I don't know if you guys remember Can I Have Cheeseburger? That was a thing back then. Sophie Frank. I think that just might have been my my generation though. How too basic. I walked way. I also walked way too much. Sophie Frank. Sophie Frank, Epic Rap Battles, History, DeviantArt. I forgot I had a DeviantArt until last year, and I got on just for nostalgia's sake. And there was a really just a bunch of shitty Naruto OCs that I did in middle school. I could just feel like the embarrassment off of it. And like I was relatively popular on DeviantArt, so like I just couldn't wipe it clean and move on. I ended up deleting it. But I also dislike the changing that DeviantArt made on their website and shit. Austin, I don't know if you remember, but Marble Hornets and Slender Man. When found footage took over YouTube. I'm not gonna lie, I miss some of those found footage ones. And then like they tried bringing Marble Hornets back into like this weird sequel spin-off. No, it wasn't. I think they were just trying to do something for like the nostalgic older fans. But it didn't really go anywhere. I feel like the found footage, like horror aspect of YouTube had a lot of potential. But it just kind of died off. I like found footage horror. And there's not really a whole lot that goes on in that aspect. I mean, you got the Blair Witch, but even to extent the newer one was terrible. Is that the chick in the car? I feel like I've seen that before. It sounds familiar. Oh no, that's the new one that came out, isn't it? The one with the smiley people. I like the monster design on that one though. I've seen clips of it. Like, I was adamant because, like, some scenes it looked great, and then in others it looked like a cheesy fucking horror movie. I was watching VHS again. Cheesy as some of them can be, it's a really decently potential series. You know what I'm not looking forward to? The new Evil Dead movie. If it doesn't have Bruce Campbell in it, I don't want it. I wasn't fond of the other 2013 Evil Dead. And this one just looks worse than that. I'm also in a conundrum where I want to watch horror, but nothing scares me. Like, you didn't write it, what? Yeah, but you can't tell me that it would not be elevated if it did not have Bruce Campbell in it. That's what made Evil Dead so great in the first place. But, like, I want a horror movie that can scare me. But there's just none out there. Like, it just doesn't do it anymore. I've seen so many that it just doesn't do it. Become, like, desensitized to the process. Like, they weren't the worst horror remakes on the market. Like, it could have been, like, Nightmare on Elm Street bad remake. But it just, I don't know, it wasn't my cup of tea. I wasn't fond of it. I don't let Lola watch horror movies. She's too young for them. Only ever seen Army of Darkness. Gotta finish that franchise, bud. Shop smart. Or shop smart. Well, you know what I decided to watch for shits and giggles the other day? That fucking one, I keep on thinking Paranormal Activity. That Paranormal Activity makes me laugh. That's just... I like the scene where the chick runs out to into the street and almost gets hit by a car and it's like fucking Prius. I don't know. know. I need. Look at my student loans. Oh man. I loved Nope. That was a good one. I've been watching this YouTube channel called Rona Gaming. And he does analysis breakdowns of movie monsters and like zombie viruses because he's a microbiologist. I love him. I love the thing for Nope. If not friend, why friend shaped? But there also hasn't been a lot of horror movies coming out in like the past couple of years compared to how it used to be. I feel like we would get like a decent horror, like 2 or 3 decent horror films a year. And now it kind of feels like we only get 1 or 2, or even 1 at most. I think we're seeing a decline in horror. I fucking love Midsummer. Julio hates that movie though. I love the maid clean scene. And when she finds out he cheated on her, and it's just like that unison screaming. That's such a fucking cult tactic. Like, I love reading the comments of people be like, oh, that looks like a nice place. Until they realize like a cult. And then half the other comments are like, you would fall victim to a cult. I like the bright horror though. I think bright horror is an underutilized tactic. Especially like floral horror. The production company did another film called Lamb that not as grotesque. So might have engine flaky. See, my thing with the Babadook, besides being for that movie is like so uncomfortable, and most people think like the kid's terrible. But honestly, if you look at it, that fucking kid's on the spectrum. You have a mother with trauma. You have a kid on the spectrum. That's just not a good combo. Especially for untreated trauma. Craziness. I liked Heredity. I am the Babadook. Babadook. Yeah, but Babadook is a queer icon, though. Babadook. You're the Babadook's third cousin from New York City. I love What We Do in the Shadows. You gotta say New York like that. I honestly, Hereditary ranked as one of my top favorite horror movies. It didn't scare me, but like the dinner scene fight, hit home, and I feel like that hit home for a lot of people. Just that tense sibling blame, even without the tragedy that comes with it, but just that oof. I also love the occult manifestation in that film. Cause, like, they didn't just pull a demon out their ass like a lot of horror movies do. There's also like another one that has Jeffrey Dean Morgan in it, but it's a Jewish demon from like the Torah and crap. I forgot the name. What is it? What? No, not with the light one in. I'm blanking on the name, but it's a really good one. The Possession. The Possession? Not the Unholy. Yeah, The Possession. That's a really good one. I don't know. I can't really think of anything else. That comes to mind. Not for horror, at least. We're working on a new Alien movie, though. I have not seen the movie X. Disney and Marvel are doing good with the comics. Surprisingly, I'm not gonna get my hopes up for the new Alien film. But maybe, if they steer away from the androids and David A's daddy issues, I think we'll be good. Oh, did they finally give it a name? Begin filming in Budapest in January. How did an android have daddy issues? He's an android. And The Witch is a good movie, Like, I hate that people are like, I don't get the dialogue. But that's how they spoke back then. Like, it's so interesting because they did a lot of research beforehand on, like, pre-colonial New England and colonial New England. Like, the clothes they wore and the dialogue. They read diaries during the time of the witch scare. And that's what I think makes it such a wonderful horror film. But people are like, it's boring. Well, and plus they marketed it as a horror film when it's scary, but I wouldn't say it's a horror. It's a thriller, historical thriller, supernatural, but it's not an outright horror film. Or at least I don't get the vibe of it being a pure horror story. It's more thriller, drama than anything. Android. You got one of them androids? Predator versus Garcia. I'd love to get a Predator versus Batman film, to be honest. Like, wanna go get one of them androids? Android Saga. I don't know, there's a bunch of Predator stuff that would make for cool movies. I love Prey. Oh my god, I fucking love Prey. Alrighty, Austin, thanks for coming out. I appreciate you spending an hour and a half of your Friday night listening to this. I will see you on Wednesday. I'm gonna try and stay as consistent with streaming as I can. Wednesdays and Fridays. I thought Prey was a solid movie. If you haven't seen it by now, you're missing out. It really is, and I think it's a really good start to revamping the franchise. As soon as I saw the traps in the beginning, I just thought to myself, it's the fucking French. The French. You just knew they were gonna add white people in there somewhere. And like, I love the biological variations of the species that they are putting out. And I love that the designer and creator of Feral went on Twitter and he was explaining some of the anatomy differences and all that, and it just really adds to just the species war in general. Cause it's nice to see variation, but aren't just the same old thing. Like, I'd love for them to do alien genocide and add in the Red Queen, or do the biggest, the deadliest of prey, and add in the King Alien. Be solid. I also love the fact that in Prey, you can listen to it in the native tongue, or read the subtitles, or listen to it in English and have the subtitles. They really went all out with it. Really glad they didn't pull a Pocahontas, like a romance plot where she falls in love with the colonizer. Got a lot of work done on mine though tonight. One of my New Year's hobby goals is to try and at least spend a couple minutes a day doing something productive on the bench. Cause if I don't, I feel crazy this year. I said this earlier, but I put in for getting my teaching license. And you gotta take a fancy test that goes along with it. And I've been studying with that. Which, boy, it's been a long time since I've done math. So I'm trying to make sure I get some time to do this like a de-stressor. Could get good for your mental health. Speaking of mental health, go check out Cerulean Project. Go get a copy of the book. I'm trying not to buy more than I can build, or overplan the build. I feel that, I'm gonna get back to doing more hand painting. Like, don't get me wrong, I love my funky stuff. But I want to get back to the roots. Just want to get back to doing more hand painting. I feel a little disconnected from it. Got a bunch of cool stuff planned for this year. I cannot wait. There's so much anxiety about hand. I get that. I feel that, honestly, even I, to an extent, get nervous about hand painting because I am a putz and have a tendency to smear paint because I am not careful sometimes. So I feel it. But it's really one of those, the more you practice, the better it goes sort of thing. Like riding a bike. I don't know how to ride a bike either. Yeah, I don't tend to airbrush like often as I do now, because Lola spends a lot more time in the room. So if I do, I'll tend to do it like earlier in the morning. Or when I know she won't be in there for a bit. Not that I'm spraying anything when I got the spray booth. It's not like when I had the isopods and the salamanders and stuff. I don't have to open windows and shit. Too cold for that anyways. I've also been cooking up some cool stuff for the blog. Somebody asked to do like more tutorials. Except I'm like really shitty on explaining how I do some of the stuff. So I've been trying to work on that. The booth with the fan that's meant for a gas station. This. Like I tell people, we're gonna be fuck ups. You're gonna fuck something up at least once. But Burger's solution to that, you strip it, you repaint it. Or like me. Any mistake can be hidden if you put more paint on it. I think I have. The name sounds familiar. I have really shitty memory when it comes to remembering like YouTube usernames. Yeah, I don't. There's been a bunch of people trying to sell kits, but nobody's buying them up right now. Like, I see listings for kits that probably would have sold out in minutes had it been like a year before. But I also got some cool stuff on the blog going up. Artist interviews. I just did one with a cool artist who does a bunch of like mini work. His name's Logan. He's a great dude. Very creative, talent-wise. He is also a user of hot glue, like me. Shinaga artist, I do believe, if I pronounce that correctly. I can never pronounce it right. Shinaga Me Art Studio. And then I got a cool one coming up on the 15th. They're going to be bi-monthly. Because I really want to highlight some of the community. And she's a real talented one. And some cool insight on international building and such. And I think this year gonna be a good year for creative stuff. I think we're gonna be seeing like a mini renaissance. Who knows? I know definitely I came into the year feeling the creative buzz. Just an urge to create and build. I partially blame Adam Savage for that one. I've been watching a lot of his videos too. There's also a lot of people making a lot of dope stuff. Like, my buddy Uncle Ricky, aka True Gunpa, Jensen Studio, he makes a beat a day. He drops new music about almost every day. And it's that kind of energy that I'm seeing this year that I really just hope the community can embrace. Like, Julio, you're working on some cool stuff. Pabs is cooking up. Brian has that OMC mech that he's working on. He ain't making shit but people nervous. When isn't he making people nervous? I love Joel. He's always an MVP when it comes to stuff. Yeah, Brian's working on the OMC bust. Pabs are cooking up shit. You're cooking up shit. Tim cooking up shit? I don't know if Tim is cooking up shit. But like, there's like this vibe just going on that I hope people just snowball into. I'm working on getting high right now. When aren't you? If you weren't high, I would be concerned. Julio ain't high to VOR sulfonate, right? But I think like after a lot of strenuous time, like especially post-COVID, anytime with like a major influenza, the arts kind of get a small boom. And I think that's what people need right now. Something to break the mediocrity of the day by day. Yeah, well, I have beef with Instagram right now. Like, I got shadow banned off of him for a fucking month. And then when I get back on, I can't see half the people that I want to see. Cause I'm getting random ass shit. I've been using Twitter and Tumblr more than I have with Instagram lately. Just cause I'm very frustrated by the algorithm. Like even people in my favorites, I'm not even seeing. So if I want to see what one of the guys posts, I have to go and check on their profile. I got the Black TriStar HE Origins for Secret Santa and have those almost done. Like me. That's cool. I need to do more decals. I found an STL file for a rattle can. And I want to do some funny shit with that. I follow like a bunch of artists on Instagram, and it's just getting bullshit posts. Like people who I don't follow. People who I do follow. It just gets mingled up. It's weird. Social media. I have one set of decals that I use, and they're mecha decals. And I actually don't know where they are at this point. They're floating around here somewhere. Lost in the conundrum I call my work area. I had to move everything around. Make some space for the 3D printer and stuff. And then just make some general space for dioramas. How very high new. Modeled after Julio. But yeah, just think that is what it is. And on that note, I think I'm gonna wrap it up for that. We're almost at the 2-hour point. It's been a solid live stream. I'm really hoping to get back into the swing of this. Been a while. When I went to do my very first one of the year, I had thought I'd only been a couple months without doing them, and it turned out it was a whole entire fucking year. But with school being done in February, I'll have more free time on my hands because I won't have to devote hours to studying because I graduate April 30th. I got my confirmation date in an email. It's just on a Sunday though. But yeah, if you like what you see here, you can follow me on Twitter at Creeping Freely for you. Same with Instagram and YouTube. And if you want to, take a look at the blog at creeping4scalemodels.com. I post about scale modeling, Warhammer. I'm pissing a lot of people off on Warhammer currently. It's been fun. And yeah, I think that's about it. Creeping4 Models on Tumblr too, if you people use Tumblr. But have a good night. I appreciate y'all coming out. And I'll see you next Wednesday. Same time, same place. Howdy. Diane Visser. I am your own personal stalker.